Hi guys, on Saturday we went through a number of things in the third seminar, and one of the things we went through is EFT, Emotional Freedom Technique. Now I know a lot of the guys there really found it useful in terms of using it to release negative energy and negative emotions. But there's a lot of questions on the forum as well about what EFT is, how it works and what it does. So I thought it would be a good idea to put this video together. Steve's here, going to explain again what EFT is, how it works, and with how we can address it with some of the issues that are coming up in terms of the program. So first of all, what is EFT? For those who weren't there, what is EFT, Steve?
Okay, so EFT is it's very similar to acupuncture. It's a meridian-based therapy based on using the meridian points of the body, but instead of using on something physical, we use it on the emotions. So it's acupuncture for the emotions. So EFT, Emotional Freedom Technique, and using this very simple technique, you can actually learn to clear the emotional problems that you have.
Okay, so typically some of the emotions that come up with this sort of program, the transformation program, is probably, oh, I can't do it, I can't really get through the program, or they might have missed a few sessions and they're feeling, do you know what's the point now? So it's about addressing those things, or maybe cravings. You know, I'm really craving for a cake or a coffee or whatever coming from those things. Is that correct?
Correct. So in very simple terms, a craving is something that's very emotional. You don't need these things that you're craving. It's just a purely emotional habit that you want, where you want instant gratification. So it's an emotional content rather than a physical need for something. So a really simple way, and we'll demonstrate it very soon, of using EFT is you have a craving for something, you know you shouldn't be eating it, and we can just show you the very simple process of the tapping, and it will clear the emotion behind it. Clear the craving.
Yeah. One of the things we did on Saturday is, I think you went through in terms of not only meridian points, but the psychology behind it as well, in terms of how it releases. So there's a sense of acceptance as well, because I went through the second seminar about when you accept something, whatever it is in life, that in itself gives you more energy, so you're in a more resourceful state, and that's part of what EFT works.
That's exactly right. So that's what made me trigger the talk about EFT, because when Baiju said about it, the acceptance on that line of different emotions that you have, acceptance is absolutely the key. Once you become to accept something, you can deal with it. The minute you want things to be different to how they are, you're just going to cause more stress in your life, and you just bring something up. So if you want something to be different, and you're saying this shouldn't be happening, or I don't want that, or this, you've got all these scenarios in your life that you want to be different to how they are, and life is how it is. And once you accept that, then you can just get on and deal with it.
Great. Okay. So do you want to go for
a demonstration? Okay. So
stand up.
no, we can see it on the screen. So imagine that you're on the body transformation plan. You've got your diet plan. So there's no way that you don't know what you're doing on the diet plan. It's absolutely laid in stone. You know the best way to get results doing the ultimate body transformation is to just completely stick to the plan. There's no shortcut. There's no quicker way of doing it than sticking to the plan. You have your certain amounts of allowances or your treats that are involved in your diet, but we're talking about something that's outside of the realm of a treat, or something that comes up that you want to eat that you really shouldn't be eating, which is purely an emotional craving. And it might be for various different reasons. It might feel that you feel bad about the day. You might just feel anxious. You might feel that you're not good enough to follow through on the program. Whatever the reason is, if you have a craving for something, it's an emotional content. So the technique that we use with EFT, it's a tapping process, and we tap on the various points, which I'll run through right now. But the first thing you want to do is really bring up that emotion inside of you. So if you're craving a glass of wine, you know it's not part of your treats or part of your program, really think about the glass of wine that you're craving. So actually start to visualise that glass of wine. You imagine that the glass is really cold. You pull the bottle of wine from the fridge. It's icy cold, white wine or red wine, whatever you prefer to drink. You open up the bottle and you actually pour it into a glass, and then just imagine sitting there in front of that glass of wine and bring up the emotion that is making you really want to crave it. So it's really prevalent in your body, and you're really feeling and really smelling and tasting that wine. The stronger you have that feeling, the easier it is to clear. So then we just start to tap through on the points. So the first thing we do is tap on the side of the hand here. It's called the karate chop point. Okay, and this is what we call making friends with a problem. So all we can do is just this accepted things that Baiju and I were just talking about. So we tap on the side of the hand, and we've got a problem. Even though I'm craving this glass of wine, or whatever it is that you're craving, I deeply and completely accept myself. And then we just repeat that 3 times. Even though I'm really craving this glass of wine, I deeply and completely accept myself. One last time. Even though I'm really craving this glass of wine, I deeply and completely accept myself. And then we've tapped through some different points. This is where we go through the main point of the tapping. The first point is the eyebrow point, so it's just in between the eyes, just the bridge of the nose. And we just accept we've got a problem. I'm really craving this glass of wine. Okay, we just take that same point going through. Next point to the side of the eye, just on the edge of the eyebrow. I'm really craving this glass of wine. And we move underneath the eye. I'm really craving this glass of wine. Underneath the nose is the next one, just in the centre. I'm really craving this glass of wine. go underneath the mouth. I'm really craving this glass of wine. On the collarbone, I'm really craving this glass of wine. And then we go with the flat of the hand underneath the arm. I'm really craving this glass of wine. Okay, and then you go the wrist point here, double wrist together. I'm really craving this glass of wine. And then the last one's on the top of the head. I'm really craving this glass of wine. So the first round through is what we call the negative. You just state how you're feeling. Okay, the next round through is the positive. We're going to tap something good into the message. So I choose to let go of this craving, or I choose to be free of this craving. I choose to be same points, side of the eye. I choose to be free of this craving. Underneath the eye, I choose to be free of this craving. Underneath the nose, I choose to be free of this craving. 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 And then the double wrist together, I choose to be free of this craving. And finally, top of the head, I choose to be free of this craving. Now that's a really simple example of how the EFT works. That's the process that we use. As I said, it can be used on anything. So it could be, I'm feeling lazy. It could be, even though I feel lazy. It could be, even though, you know, you're feeling angry, you're frustrated, whatever the emotion that you're experiencing. If it's not a positive emotion, you want to change it. So you can identify that emotion, bring it up inside of you, and then clear it straight away. Now sometimes if it's a craving that's quite strong, or an emotion that's quite strong, one round of tapping might not clear it straight away. So then you just focus back in on that emotion, and it might be less, but still there, so you just do it a round of it again. Yeah. Okay.
So one of the things I talk about, emotion is energy. So when you talk about the first round won't work, but it might dilute it a little bit.
Definitely.
So it won't be as strong, but it's still there. So hence to go around and do the tapping again. Yeah. Is the order important?
No.
Okay.
No, as long as you cover all the spots.
Right.
So each of the different points are different meridian points for different organs. Each of the organs, as through Chinese medicine, hold different emotions. So as you tap the points, like for example, the liver, for example, is responsible for all your anger. So the liver point is underneath the arm here. So as you tap underneath the arm, you're releasing anger in the liver. But lots of our emotions are built up of different layers. So as long as you cover all of the points, it doesn't matter in which order you do it.
And is there any conditions that people should put themselves in to maximise the impact of the tapping?
Definitely. You want to raise up that emotion that you're feeling. So if you're feeling angry about something, get angry about it. Run through the conversation or whatever's happened in your life that's caused the anger. Make sure that you can feel the anger in your body. So normally in the anger, people feel it in their chest or in their stomach. So when you're feeling that, really bring that feeling up. Bring it up as high as you can, and the stronger the emotion is, the easier it is to clear. So if you're really, really angry about something, it's much easier to clear than if you're just a little bit bothered about something.
Yeah.
But use it for everything. Sometimes that you have experiences where you feel really angry, and you're so angry that you want to be angry, and you don't want to tap about it, but you know that being angry is not going to help you. So I start to tap even though I don't want to tap. And it starts to clear the emotion behind it. Then you can get in a stage to start to clear it. Because to have these negative emotions is never going to get you focused and clear on getting your goals.
One of the things about the British culture as well, we're taught to not recognise our emotions and suppress them. This actual technique works when you do. So don't try and suppress it. Don't try and ignore them. Like accept the emotion. Like what Steve says, really engage with the emotion, whether it's anger or disappointment, whatever it's fear, and then go for that technique, because you will get a much more better result.
And sometimes when you do the tapping, you might get an emotional response, because it does bring up stuff, but that's exactly what it's designed to do. So actually, if you get an emotional release or feel a bit upset, just keep tapping, and the tapping will work to the clearing. It's not what you say, it's the tapping, but you have to keep saying the phrase of how you feel to keep yourself focused on it. Because if you start tapping away on the points, and you're not really focused on the emotion that you're experiencing, it will start to dilute the tapping work. Yeah. So I just repeat the phrase so that you're constantly tuning into that emotion, and then you can work on clearing it.
That's great, super. So hopefully that helps a little bit. It's great.
Yeah.
Thank you, Steve. What will be really good is if you try the technique, go for the tap in. If you've got some good results, if you're not, come and speak to Steve and myself. But put your comments on the Facebook so others can see it's working. But,
yeah, I think some of the guys on the Facebook have tried it and it's had some success. Those of you who have tried it and it hasn't, sometimes it just needs a little bit of fine tuning. Yeah. Come and see me and we'll run through it, and we'll get you tapping in a really effective way.
Great, super. Thanks a lot. Cheers, Steve.
Brilliant. Thank you very much.
Cheers.